Good morning, all of you. So, in continuation with yesterday's lecture, that is different techniques under for the coating technology. Today, we are going to discuss another topic of coating, that is thermal spray deposition. Okay, already we have seen that physical vapor deposition (PVD), then chemical vapor deposition (CVD). Yesterday, we have seen that metallic coating. Okay, and today we'll see the last part of this. That is a thermal spray deposition technique. So let us start with the introduction to the thermal deposition technique.
That is thermal spray deposition. In this particular talk, we are going to discuss about introduction of thermal spray, then application of thermal spray deposition, this process. First, for the introduction. If you talk thermal and the third category of a state of or the surface of another substrate. So this particular technique is in between the weld overlaying and hot dipping. In hot dipping, you melt the material and subsequently you deposit it by molten. In weld overlaying, you basically apply high power and subsequently apply on the surface of the substrate. And thermal spraying is kind of for keep the deposition of the as hot well overlap. So where again the metal is heated and subsequently it is coated on the surface of substrate by the process of spraying. Now this particular thermal spraying technique is very easy and it is versatile in nature. So as you are depositing it by spraying, there is a very less distortion of the substrate. There is very good bonding at the surface, but bonding is not as true as strong as in welding overlaying or maybe in hot dipping, because the mechanism of bonding is basically mechanical interlocking. So there is a very little decision at the interface. So usually this particular technique is a versatile technique, as I have mentioned, because this technique can be applied for wide range of metal, maybe starting from polymeric metal to high melting ceramic metal. And deposition speed is very fast. There is negligible heat affected zone. The process is very much environmental friendly. There is a superior coating properties, lower substrate distortion, and much more economical as compared to that of high end processing like laser or electron beam processing, and it is capable of deposition on heat sensitive metals also. Okay. So this process is very much unique process, and but you have to choose the process parameter as well as process technique in terms of heat source carefully. You get the desired coating on the surface of the substrate. This is about introduction. Let us come to the main point, that is a classification of thermal spray deposition technique. So accordingly, different varieties of thermal spray deposition techniques that are available. If you just quickly go through the definitions or the classification of thermal spray deposition technique, you can broadly classify it into four categories. The first category is the flame spraying. Then electrical arc spring, electrical deposition, plasma spring. And last one is the kinetic deposition or kinetic. Okay, so as implies in flame spray equation, talk as the name implies in flame spray deposition, you use oxyacetylene flame as a source of heat. Electrical arc, you are using electrical arc as a source of heat. Plasma arc, you use plasma arc as a source of heat. On the other hand, in kinetic spraying, you molded set. Semi-molten state, you have avoid the overheating of the powder so that there is a degradation of the powder. So in this particular kinetic spraying technique, this technique is mostly applied for the deposition of the polymeric materials or nanostructured materials where there is a scope of degradation of the microstructure because of heat. Now, if you talk about different sub classification under the flame spraying, so here you will find that sub classification are based on the way you are using the precursor material. It may be in the form of powder, so subcategory is powder, then it may be in the form of wire or it may be in the form of rod. And if it is in the form of powder, then there may be conventional flame spraying or detonation gun flame spraying or high velocity oxy fuel flame. Then again under high velocity category, here high velocity category, there are again some sub classification like oxy fuel, oxy kerosene, air kerosene, depending on the kind of fuel you use for burning of the for the heat generation purpose. So you will find that the powder spraying, okay, maybe in the form of conventional or detonation gun. How you are producing the, how you are igniting this oxyacetylene fluid, and high velocity wind velocity is very high above the sonic velocity. So again, your fuel might be different depending on the kind of heat you need for the generation of the heat as well as for the development of coating. Now, on the other hand, it may be in the form of wire or in the form of rod. Okay, wire and rod. If it is in the form of wire or it is in the form of wire, then it has to be only under conventional category, because under detonation gun or high velocity category you do not use, you cannot use wire as a precursor material for deposition. On the other hand, rod, when you use as a precursor, rod as a precursor, there also it has to be conventional flame spraying. Then if you talk about the electric arc spraying, here electrical arc spring, this may be your electrical arc spring or inert electrical arc spring or maybe chamber spring, where you use special chamber for development of coating and for the coating purpose. So these are the subcategories. Now under plasma, okay, it may be plasma air spraying or maybe chamber plasma spraying. Okay, here. So in air plasma spraying, you do plasma spraying operation. You do spraying in normal environment where there is a environment, only air is a environment. On the other hand, in chamber plasma spraying, you can use inert chamber, low pressure chamber, Schroding chamber, hyperbaric chamber, or underwater chamber, depending on the kind of material you are going to deposit on the substrate. Okay, and kinetic spraying is basically cold process where you do not use heat the powder and you basically use very high velocity for spraying operation, and as a result of which kinetic spraying is a very safe process. Okay, so this is about the classification. Now if you quickly go through the technique, that is a principle in detail, you will find that how the technique is, how the spraying is done. This is typically the spray torch where you basically can use any heat source for generation of heat. Okay, so here is a torch, and in the torch you basically inject the powder, and powder particle size usually is 45 to 60 micron, and if it is too low in a dimension, like if it is a powder particle size is a submicron, then there will be the problem of flying of the particles in the air. Okay, so your particle may be nano size, it may be nano size, grain size, your particle, that is the grain size or the crystalline size, maybe the nano sized or micro size, but actual particle size should be in the level of 45 to 60 micron and should be flowable. So that particle is actually fed or injected near to the tip of the flame, here, tip of the flame, and then it is melted, and with the help of high velocity, that high velocity oxygen or high velocity inert gas or high velocity nitrogen, it is propelled and subsequently spread over the surface of the this substrate. Okay, so this is a deposition, or we can say the coating of the molten particles over the okay. So basic principle behind spread. Now if you will see the parameters in the process, then parameters are that nozzle to the velocity of spray and you are using for the spraying, as well as the powder particle size.
Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Ratan Tata, Birla, Ambani.
So these are the parameters which play a very important role in determining the micro style, that composition distribution of the coated layer, and subsequently it's a property. Discuss the last part, that is the applications of the thermal spraying. If you are quickly go through the different application of this thermal spraying deposition technique, you will find that this thermal spraying deposition technique can be applied for a deposition of a wide variety of metallic materials like iron and steel, nickel, chromium, cobalt. It 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 can also be applied for coating of the carbides, oxides. Then the ceramides and the metal composition ceramides can be applied for the deposition of self-using and self-fluxing alloy like nickel, carbon, silicon, or the boron. Kinetic spraying can be applied for the polymeric polymeric coating, can be applied for the corrosion resistant application like anodic coating zinc aluminum, cathodic coating stainless steel, then tantalum coating and natural coating like aluminum chromium oxide coating. um, Maybe for any application like microstructure, microelectronic, then for biomaterial or polymeric application for improving their nodes checking properties. So here I have discussed some applications about the thermal spray. Okay, so this is about the today's lecture. To note my previous lecture about introduction to thermal spray deposition, today I welcome you all for discussion on thermal spray deposition techniques. In this particular talk, we will discuss about different thermal spray deposition techniques, which are flame spraying process, then wire arc spraying, then plasma spraying process. Okay, so let us begin with the thermal spray deposition technique. So as I have already mentioned you, there are very varieties are available in the market, and these varieties or these classifications are based on the kind of heat source you are using for spraying operation and other parameters like velocity, then it may be speed of the coating. So depending on this category, we have the different classification of thermal spray deposition technique. So these few parameters are very important to dictate the different, or maybe they act as a driving force for the classification. So among these all processes, you can say that spraying is the process, is the index, and also you can say that most preventive in nature, and also it is quite cheap. So in this flame spraying deposition process, what you do is that people do use the oxyacetylene fuel as a source of heat for as a fuel for generation of flame, and subsequently is a source of heat. So ignition of oxyacetylene flowing is done in flame spraying process. So this technique can use the material or precursor powder in the form of rod, or it can also use in the form of powder, or it can use it in the form of wire. So depending upon tip of the precursor powder, you have different kind of nozzle. You have to design nozzle accordingly also. So if it is precursor powder coatings, if your precursor is in the form of powder, then normally have one time that nozzle where there is a chance of is a possibility of inserting the tube continuously and subsequently it gets impacted in that it gets inserted in the tip of the flame and gets melted, and subsequently through other part of the nozzle there is a flow of the aqueous pieces. Usually flow air, or you can also flow argon or nitrogen as a carrier gas, and that carrier gas is used to just grad mint the molted material into the smaller droplet, and subsequently it is profiled into the surface of the substrate to be desired coating, okay, to get the desired coating. So here the figure I have mentioned, or we can say the summary of the flame spraying in the part A. Okay, again it can also be in the form of powder. When it is in the form of powder, then there has to be the powder feeding nozzle. Okay, so here I have shown the that powder feeding nozzle, and powder feeding through the this powder feeder, you basically feed the powder with carrier gas. Carrier gas may be argon, and then what you do is that you feed it, and then that feed powder is actually flown into the tip of this particular flame, and then in that flame is actually melt the powder, and subsequently the molten powder is again just broken into the small droplets with the help of air gases, high velocity air, and maybe argon or maybe nitrogen, any gases pieces you use, and then it is profiled at a very high velocity onto the surface of this substrate. Okay, so in this flame spraying operation, your main parameters will be the oxygen to acetylene ratio. Okay, then your another parameter is powder particle size, as well as in which form you are using the coating material, whether it is in the form of rod or it is in the form of wire. So again, third parameter is the velocity at which it is spread over the surface of the substrate. So these are the three important parameters which plays a very important role in the determining the quality of the coating. And final parameter is the substrate pre-treatment, which kind of technique treatment has been done on the surface and the distance between the nozzle to the substrate. So these are the 4-5 parameters which control the quality of the coating which you are looking for. Now in this particular flame stream process, you will have to use for different applications. And as we know the, and also I have mentioned you that this process is very much cheaper in nature and versatile in nature, but it can be applied for the coating of the small melting point material, particularly that your aluminum, zinc, tin, and the steel. But it cannot be applied for the deposition of high melting point material like molybdenum, titanium, or maybe the carbide, nitrides, aluminides, or oxide. So those material cannot be achieved by flame spraying process that can be applied for the deposition of particular metallic material and particularly low melting materials. And another disadvantage of this particular process is that after this flame spraying operation, you end up with the porosity as high as 8 to 10%. Okay, this is about the flame spraying process. Now there is a second type of coating is arc spraying. So in arc spraying, as in last lecture I mentioned you that it is you are using your arc as a source of heat. So here usually people do is oxy. So people do usually is that arc which is consumable out of the consumable wire. So you have the DC power supply unit, and two wire you feed, and then at the point contact you have the arc generation. So see here, so you have the wire feeding, then here is arc point, that is contact. And that arc generation is capable of melting the these particular tubes or maybe the wire, and subsequently you basically use the complex air to just break the molten material in the form of droplet and subsequently spray over the surface of the this substrate. Okay, so this is a sprayed material. So this is how the arc spray unit operates. So if you just quickly go through the typical variables in this arc spraying deposit technique, then that are the like typical variable are like arc rate at which the feeding the arc usually available. Okay, then wire for arc generation, that has to be optimized. Okay, there then you will find there will be no arc which is generated, there will be the short circuiting effect, or other hand the rate at which the you are feeding the wire, if it is lower than that of the rate at which the consumed, then you will find that arc will not get generated. Okay, and the second parameter is that velocity of air or inert gas which is used for the profiling the purpose, and the third parameter is the distance between the arc generation and that of the substrate, so and which material you are using to coat. So these are the few parameters which play an important role for determining the quality coating and usually thickness of the coating. Okay, and this thickness of coating is in the range of 100 to 200 2000 micron, and in this coating also powder you can say that coating forges it's a lot of defect, particularly porosity. Okay, so the porosity content in the coating ranges from 10 to 20%. Okay, as it's there in the case of the flame spraying also. Now the little bit advancement of these techniques is the plasma spray coating process, or plasma spray coating is a little bit advancement in these all stages. So in plasma spraying you really get a high heat into the tip of the torch. So heat content in this plasma spraying, sorry, in flame spraying or arc spraying can be 15,000 to 700 degrees Celsius. On other hand, in this plasma spraying, it can be as high as 25,000 to 30,000 degrees Celsius. So in this particular plasma spray coating, what you do is that you basically generate this plasma. Plasma is nothing but cluster of ions and electrons and nuclear atoms. So that particular plasma wherever is generated, then naturally that plasma is very, it is having very high energy, and depending on the density of plasma, basically in this particular plasma you generate a lot of plasma densities, lot of ions densities, and because of generation of very high density ions, your temperature also reaches to very high level, and basically the plasma is generated in between these copper, these two electrodes, that is copper and tungsten electrodes, and as very high is generated in this also. So you should have constant cooling arrangement for this particular copper tube also. So proper cooling has to be done so that there is no damage of the electrons, and that plasma heat is used for the heating or melting of the those powders which are going to coat on the substrate surface. So in this particular plasma zone, you basically feed the metal in the form of powder, and then subsequently it is spread onto the surface of the substrate. So this is how the plasma spray operation, plasma spray coating is carried out. So in plasma spraying, by plasma spraying you can coat any material of your choice because it is having very high melting temperature. But plasma spraying is not applied for melting of the low melting material, particularly zinc and aluminum. And also you can so think of the particular metallic material having no melting or less melting temperature like polymeric material. Those material cannot be deposited by this particular plasma spraying method. But high melting material like ceramic material, sulfides, they are coated by this plasma spraying. So little bit advancement of plasma spraying is the reactive plasma spraying. So this is the reactive plasma spraying. So when you are interested to have a metal matter composite coating or any ceramic coating, you can have the metal precursor powder, and you can also flow nitrogen as the reactive gas. So you will find the inside the chamber there will be the action and then formation of the ceramic particles, metal matter composing, and get deposited onto the surface of this substrate. So this is a very new form of deposition actually. Now, if you think of the process parameter, then this is nothing but the nozzle to work distance, then powder size and its type, then point of powder introduction, arc current and voltage, the type of plasma gas which you are using, then particle carrier gas type and particle powder flows. So these are the different parameters which basically plays an important role jointly to determine the coating quality. Okay, so this is about the some thermal deposition techniques.
Okay, so this is about the last coating technique, that is thermal spray deposition. Okay, in that we have seen that flames technique and plasma spraying technique. Okay, so here with we have covered the all the points from this unit number 6. Okay, and we have covered all the uh, chapters or units of the NSEM subject. Okay, now I request all of you, please write down your roll number in chat box so that I can write your attendance. We have finished our syllabus in NSEM. Okay, if we'll get any instruction about the revision or other, then we'll take revision lectures also. Okay, but we have covered the 100% syllabus. Now I request all of you, please write that our journal assignment as well as regular assignment. Okay, I will give the link for to submit that assignments. Okay, again from maybe 15th or from 10th, you will have the IAC2. Okay, about the same, you will get the notice and all the instructions also. Okay, now please write down your roll number in the chat box. Remaining students, please write down your roll number. Write down your roll number. Dasharatha Avtade, have you written your roll number? Omkar Gore, Gunda,